Hello, welcome to Virtual Yoga and More. I'm Kelly Cook. I'll be guiding you on a 35 to 45 minute Vinyasa flow class, moving and breathing to the intention of being open to giving and receiving love and forgiveness. And that generally starts with the hardest part of giving and receiving love and forgiveness to yourself from yourself. So I'll be focusing on that, and you can pick any intention you'd like in place of that or in addition to that. So when we add intention to the breath and to the movement, it changes and enhances the power of the focus of the practice. So I'll be starting in a heart opener today. You can use a smaller throw pillow or any size pillow, really. You could also use a foam roller, or you could use yoga blocks. If you have yoga blocks, I tend to use one in the middle of the back, kind of in the shoulder blade area, and then another one to support your head. So we'll be starting in that position, and you can use whatever you happen to have at home to enter in, and kind of take your time to adjust to a place in your heart opener that feels good. And if it really doesn't feel good to have something under the back, just go ahead and lie back on your back, maybe with a goalpost arm. You can have option of knees bent or legs straight. And just starting to settle in, using these first few rounds of breath to come here to the practice, knowing that the clutter of your mind, of your day, of your schedule can be set aside during this time where you get to just be on your mat, moving and breathing for yourself, with yourself. Start to expand into the belly. I'm grateful for arriving here to the practice. Letting go of the things that come before and after this moment with the exhale. Breathing in openness to the intention, with just the gentle thought that I am open to receive the intention of this practice. I am open to love in my heart, to myself, from myself. I'm open to receiving love from others. I'm open to forgiveness, to myself, from myself. I forgive myself. I allow others to forgive me. And I forgive others. More big rounds of breath into that intention. The openness to the practice, to allowing energy to move during the practice with the breath, with the body. Finding space. One big full inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Wherever you are now, bringing those arms up to reach long behind. And then exhale into a goalpost. Again, inhale, reach back behind. Exhale for your goalpost. Gently coming over onto the left elbow, onto the left forearm. You might have to bend your knees to set that block or pillow aside that was behind you. And we'll come onto that left forearm for a left side forearm plank. You decide if you have a knee bent or if you have both legs straight back behind. On an inhale, with a long reach of that right hand to the back wall, lift the right hip. Exhale, release right hand back down in line with the legs. Drop your left hip down and take your right heel to the right glute. Finding the top of the right foot for a little quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Maybe shifting for a little neck release to the sky and to the earth. nice long. We're going to come onto your back. So taking it all the way down and then reaching back behind the legs for a hold behind your knees, rolling the ankles into some internal circles, external circles, little knee rock. Taking it to a rock all the way up into a tiny little ball from your seated position. So tucking the chin into the chest, knees in, little ball. On an inhale, open and set the hands back behind, taking a lift of the chin and chest to the sky. Exhale for that tiny little ball, wrapping the arms around your fronts of your legs. Go ahead, release back, fingertips out maybe to the edges of your mat, or they might be facing your hips. We're going to lift up into a reverse tabletop, or you could take a reverse plank if that feels good to you. Finding some lifting and lowering in your reverse tabletop or reverse plank, inhaling high, exhaling to hover those hips down. Inhaling high, 3 more big rounds of breath here. Exhale down, lowering down onto the right forearm to find that right side plank, right side forearm plank. Now you decide if both legs are back or if you have one knee down, but we're going to inhale, lift that left arm to the back wall. Lift the left hip high. Exhale, drop down with the right hip, taking the quad stretch with the left heel now towards the glute, reaching around to grasp the top of your left foot. Push the left hip away from you, forward towards the right side of your mat. Gentle release. Going out long, coming back to an easy seat. 2 more rounds of that tiny little ball as you wrap the arms around the front of the legs. Inhale, nice open lift of the chest and chin. Exhale, final ball. Taking the low back, the mid back, the upper back, push it into a C shape, tuck the chin. Gentle release into a cross leg, planting your hands, stepping back for your first downward facing dog. Finding a pedal, a head shake, a hip sway, just kind of moving through this first down dog, first couple breaths. Taking a step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Letting the head hang heavy. Be here in your first forward fold. Allow it. Coming back to that intention, I'm open to give and receive love and forgiveness. Inhale, scoop it to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. I forgive others, and I allow others to forgive me. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back through plank to downward facing dog. Moving through a little variation here of our sun salutation, let the feet come out wide on your mat. Left hand's going to come more towards center. We'll take right hand high, reaching it up towards the sky or that right wall. And then from here, scoop it through, kind of threading your needle to plant the right hand on the outside of your left leg, anywhere on that left leg. Now use the leverage of your right hand to kind of open the chest more towards the left wall. Exhale, release. Neutral, wide-legged down dog. Right hand's going to come more towards center. Now we'll take the other side. Inhale, left hand high or towards the left. Exhale to thread that needle. Left hand coming through and under to plant on the outside of your right leg. Gazing under your right bicep for a breath. Turn the chest to the right. Exhale, release. Neutral, wide-legged down dog. Taking the gaze to the top of the mat, bent knee, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop it to the sky. Finding that breath again with a big reach to the sky, and then finding your palms together at heart center. I allow myself to love. myself and others. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back, downward facing dog. From our down dog, we're going to take 2 beast drops of the knees. So beast mode is dropping those knees to hover, almost like a tabletop. And then at the bottom of your beast here, hover the knees, full inhale. Exhale up, downward facing dog. Inhale, drop the knees, beast. Stay here for the full exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog. Bent knees, step or hop, meet in chair, feet come up to the top of the mat. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Exhale, airplane those arms. Little tailbone tuck in your chair. As you inhale, come on back up, chair. We'll airplane those arms again in chair, deep bend to the knees and hips. Keeping the hands back there, go ahead and clasp them behind your low back. As you inhale, keep the clasp, rise up, letting the chin and chest open to the sky. We'll take a forward fold with or without your clasp here. Coming down to let the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, release the clasp. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, rise up for a right high knee, biceps by the ears. Option to extend that right leg out forward. Exhaling into a little piston squat, taking hands down to prayer. Inhale back up through your right high knee, shoot that right leg back, find your plank. Option to go into a down dog or a flow here. If you're flowing, tuck the elbows in tightly to the sides, exhale down. Inhale up through cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Moving on to that other side, 2 rounds of beast. Wide-legged for down dog. Inhale, hips high, down dog. Exhale, drop the knees, hover in beast. Stay here for your full inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, back into beast. Stay here for the exhale. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, step or hop up, meet in chair. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Exhale, airplane the arms, palms to the sky. Keeping those hands back where they are, go ahead and clasp them. Inhale, rise up, chin and chest opens to the sky. Exhale with your clasp to a forward fold. Inhale, release the clasp, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, left high knee, biceps by the ears. Option to extend that left leg out straight. As you exhale down, hands prayer, little piston squat. Inhale, back up, hands bit to that left high knee, hands high, shooting the left leg back for plank. Option for down dog, child's pose, or a flow. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Meeting in the gaze at the top of the mat. Bent knee, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop it to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathing into that intention again, or your own intention. I allow love to come from others to receive it. I allow love to come from myself to receive it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back through plank to downward facing dog. Taking those 2 rounds of beast, wide toes. Inhale, hips high, down dog. Exhale, beast. Inhale, down dog, hips high. Exhale, beast, hover the knees. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, step or hop to chair. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Tailbone tuck, belly in. Exhale, airplane arm, palms to the sky. Keeping those hands back there, clasp them behind your low back. We'll inhale up for a lifted chin and chest. Exhale, forward fold with your clasp. Inhale, halfway lift, release that clasp. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, right high knee, biceps by the ears. Maybe you extend the right leg. Exhale, hands to prayer into your little piston squat. Inhale through right high knee. Exhale, stepping back into star. Right leg goes back. Toes out, knees out, arms out. Big inhale, reach. Exhale down into a goddess pose with the toes out, knees out. Little tailbone tuck. Inhale, just hands high. Exhale, let the hands come down to the knees. We're going to drop alternating shoulders. Inhale, reach and rise with just the hands. Exhale, down, forward fold. Tip the toes in as your hands come down to the outsides of your ankles. Let the head hang heavy. Here for a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. You have the option to either kind of bend alternating into each side or take a crow pose here and take the fingertips to the edges of the mat and heel toe in. You'd also have an option for a yogi squat here. Bending deeply into the elbows, you'll set your knees on the back of your triceps and then lean forward. Maybe you keep the toes on the earth. Maybe you lift one foot and then the other. Weight is on the palms. Shifting forward, maybe you lift both toes. Exhale, release back into that wide forward fold. We're going to walk the hands to the top of the mat, finding pyramid. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, planting the hands. Step that right foot up. Step the left foot out to the outside of the mat. Here you have an option for yogi squat with or without a block or throw pillow under your bottom. That could be there to support you in your pose and let you sink down a little bit more. Or you just stop wherever it feels your hips and knees feel comfortable to stop. Finding a breath here in your yogi squat. Knees out, toes out. Letting the shoulders be soft and away from the ears. Maybe you close down the eyes for a moment, taking those hands, thumbs to prayer. Breathing into your intention. I allow love and forgiveness in my life. Go ahead, plant the palms. Stepping back, we're going to find that right leg in. So heel toe it over and meet back in warrior three. Option to let your fingertips be on the earth, or you might find your blocks, or you could reach the arms long. Left toes stay tipped down, left hip down. One more breath. Lengthen the fingertips to the left heel. Exhale, warrior two, left foot steps back. Heel toeing out just a little bit to widen that stance and deep bend into the right knee. We'll reach and rise one time here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, nice low right knee bend. Right heel in line with that left arch. Pull, like zip up the lower abdomen in, stacking the crown of the head over the sits bones rather than leaning forward. One more breath. Exhale deeper into that right knee bend. We're going to cartwheel down, plant the hands, stepping back to plank. Tip forward, tuck the elbows, exhale lower. Inhale for upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. So if you're taking that upward facing dog, you're lifting up you're pushing the tops of the feet into the mat and lifting up with the knees. Or you're finding that cobra with just the strength of your back, lifting to gaze forward. Moving on to your other side here. Finding those wide feet in down dog. Inhale, hips high, down dog. Exhale, drop the knees, hover, beast. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, beast, hover the knees. Inhale, down dog, hips high. Exhale for a bent knee, stepper, float to chair. Sink those knees down, hips down. Inhale, biceps by the ears, little tailbone tuck. Exhale, airplane the arms. Keeping those hands back there, clasp them, maybe the opposite way you did last time. Inhale, lift up into your stand with the chin and chest lifted high. Exhale, fold with the clasp. Inhale, halfway lift, release that clasp, take the fold. As you inhale, rise up left high knee now, biceps by the ears, root down into that right leg. Option to extend the left leg forward. Down into your hands, paired little baby piston squat. Inhale, back up through left high knee. Fighting that left leg back for star, all the way into your wide stance, toes out, knees out, arms out, big reach. Exhale, goddess. Little tailbone tuck, the knees and toes stay tipped out. Inhale, just hands high. Exhale, goal post the arms. This time we're going to take some windmills, reaching the arms out long, and then windmilling one way, going at your own pace to windmill the other. Meeting back with goddess legs and inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold, toes coming in, hands coming all the way to the outsides of the ankles. You've been here before. Maybe you take a little more intense forward fold and pull slightly on the backs of the heels or calves for a more intense forward fold. Option to stay here or bend into alternating knees, or you might take that crow pose again, heel toeing in so that your toes are in line behind your hands. Underneath the shoulders, you're going to bend, bring the elbows in towards your knees, and then let the knees rest on the midpoint of your triceps, taking the weight forward. You might just shift the weight slightly. Option to lift one foot. Maybe not. Maybe you keep both toes on the earth, both feet on the earth. Maybe you lift up if crow's in your practice and work to parallel the shins with the earth. Exhale back. Heel toeing out. We're going to turn the toes in the same direction of each other into pyramid with right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift in pyramid. Exhale, fold. Gentle step to the top of the mat for that yogi squat. Toes out, knees out. You pick your depth, sinking down with the hips. Took me a long time to have my heels resting on the earth, so don't feel like this has to look like a certain way. Just settling in with the intention of opening the knees, opening the hips, opening the low back, SI joint area. Moving into that intention of I'm open to receive and give forgiveness in my life. To myself and to others, I forgive. Gentle release out of that yogi squat to bring left foot more towards center, rising up with right flexed heel to the sky for warrior 3. Maybe you have toes tented, maybe you have fingers tented, maybe you have the blocks lifting you up, or option to reach those arms long to the front. Right toes to stay tipped down, right hip stays tipped down. Inhale, long lift of the right hamstring to the sky. Exhale, step back, warrior 2. Widening your stance a little bit to deeply bend into that left knee. Inhale, lift up, hands high, reach up to the sky, straightening into that left leg. Exhale, lower down, warrior 2. One more breath as you lift high. Exhale, nice low, warrior 2. From here, transitioning to cartwheel down, plant the hands, toes come in the same direction, step back for your flow or your child's pose or your down dog. Moving to the top of the mat for your forward fold, step or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bent knee, reach and rise. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Allowing yourself to root down into the soles of the feet, to feel the earth. Maybe widen your stance just a little bit and let those thumbs rest in your heart space. Little chin tuck, long lift of the crown of the head to the sky. Inhale the kneecaps and the arches of the feet high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back through plank to downward facing dog. Taking a little sun salutation variation here with a humble warrior. We'll inhale, right toes high. Exhale, warrior two, right foot forward. Cartwheel the hands up, deep bend into that right knee. Interlacing the fingers back behind. Inhale, chin and chest high. Exhale to drop the right shoulder to the right knee. Finding a couple breaths here, you decide how much you take those clasped hands towards the sky. Maybe you lift them a little bit more on an inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, warrior one. Hands high. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Option to take a chaturanga here, flowing forward to tip those up onto those toes, tucking the elbows. Inhale for your lift, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, warrior two, left foot forward. All the way out into your T-arms, gaze over that left middle finger. Inhale to place the hands back behind, clasping them, taking the chin and chest high. Exhale, left shoulder down to that left knee. Here for a couple breaths. Now you decide how much the hands rise up off the low back. One more breath. Exhale, release. Inhale for warrior one, hips in line with the mat. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Option for your down dog or child's pose or flow here. Making it back to downward facing dog. Taking your step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, hands rest at heart center. I am open to give and receive love and forgiveness in my life. Maybe even thinking of someone or something in particular that you're sending love to, or sending beautiful love to yourself, basking in it as if it's a light that warms and soothes. And then finding that same light in the word forgiveness, letting that bathe and wash over you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, finding that little ball. Wrap the hands around the fronts of the shins, or you could keep the fingers tented. We're going to find that ball again like we did in the beginning. Letting the sits bones rest back down onto the earth. And then moving into your variation of fish. Taking the fingertips, palms down underneath your sits bones, or they might be slightly out to the sides. We're going to lower down onto your forearms. And maybe this is where we stay, or you might locate a pillow or a yoga block and set it underneath for your head to rest on, or if it's comfortable, you can actually bring your gaze back and look directly behind you here. On the breath, then lifting the front of the chest towards the sky. Lots of different variations of fish here. You might move into a heart opener again, just like we did in the beginning of class. Here for about 3 rounds of breath, just opening the front body. Maybe you let the toes even fall away from each other. On the inhale, lift the sternum high. Exhale, gentle release, bringing the chin back to neutral to go ahead and lower down onto your back. For a 5 breath round of fluttering, a little bit of core again, bringing the knees in, push the low back down into the mat, and then we'll 45-degree extend the legs out, lifting the chin to the sky so you're now active in the front core here, and then even option to reach the hands back, tent the fingers back behind, or you might bring hands to prayer, or you can bring them palms down, you decide. Then we're just going to scissors the legs. We're really working on pushing the low back down. You decide how much you scissors and where the hands are. engaging the whole core while you do so. 2 more rounds of breath here. Strengthening the core to help with everything, posture, digestion, all of the joints involved. Last breath, bring the knees in, little ball, tuck it in, and release long. Maybe you bring those knees in one more time while you're here for a squeeze, and then guide that left leg out long. Right knee comes in for a breath as you take the toes to the sky, little chin tuck. Inhale here. Exhale to take your twist, right knee on over to the left side, right arm goal posting with the gaze to the right. Allow your twist. So you gently come on back to center for the knee pull in. Maybe you even lift the chin up towards the knees. And then arrive back down with right heel out long. Interlacing the fingers to the front of the left knee, toes flex, right heel pushes away while the chin tucks. On the bottom of an exhale, guide the left knee on over for your spinal twist. Allow the left arm and gaze to fall left. Coming back to center when you're ready for any final movements you'd like. Full stretches, legs up the wall, rotations of the ankles and wrists. And then exhaling into your Shavasana to allow the next minute to be your state of being rather than doing. So let the toes go, let them fall away. Breathe into the front body and then relax into your back and let your shoulders and arms be heavy into the earth. Scanning now the neck and top of the head, the facial muscles. Breathe into the space and then soften everything one more time. Letting go into that state of being. You start to become aware again, bringing in the word love with the breath. Exhaling the word love to others. Inhale the word forgiveness to yourself. Exhale the word forgiveness to others. Option to take your long reach or goal post or hands high. Bringing those knees to a bend to push the low back down and bring your little tuck in again. Squeezing into a ball. Now dropping the knees over to one side to rest your head on your shoulder for a moment. As you finish the practice, sealing in your intention. Gentle push on up to your easy seat. Coming back to your connection to the sits bones to the earth. Palms up or down to the knees. Breathing the words, I love myself, in. Exhale the word love all the way out, sending it to all that is. Breathing in the word forgiveness to yourself As you exhale, let forgiveness fall onto others. Optional inhale, reach to the sky, bringing love and forgiveness between your palms. Let the heat come together and rest down in your heart space. Bringing love, forgiveness, right down there, sealing it in. Option to bow with me. May the light and love in me see and honor the light and love in all others. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.